Okay, real quick, I'm gonna explain this for the last time. We're really so tired of this. If only you knew how tired everybody. You know, Mr. Perry's a human trafficker. He thinks he sold me. He's trying to deliver. Everything he does is with the intent to deliver. That's all he's doing. He's getting a profit off of selling a person and pimping me out. We hear him talking about get Cindy some customers. We think we finally found a way to make her go. And every day at the end of the day, what happens is we found out and we got around it. And it's been this way for 15 years, a decade and a half. David, every person at every grocery where I shop, every tow truck company, every restaurant is working with us. Now, you want to go talk to them. You want to go ask them, did you tell on us? Knock yourself out. You want to go witness tamper? Knock yourself out. Go crazy. Okay? Do what you do. You just paid again with poisoning me. And because Mr. Perry is a delusional wackadoo and actually asked me, what are you trying to tell us? Here's what we've been trying to tell you for 15 years. When you do the crime to me, you're gonna get caught. It's different than the other victims, but it's the same every time you do it. We get the information beforehand so that we can prove malicious intent and criminal intent and mens rea and premeditation. It's been this way every day, all day long for 15 years. 9 million times we heard you planning a crime or someone talking about a crime you planned. 9 million over 15 years. 111 people who helped you do or were helping you do that to me and my son. 28 code words you used to describe the crime that you commit with intent to coerce. I moved twice to get away from Mr. Perry. I tried 11 times to get a judge to make him leave me alone. You know the only one who said, leave her alone? Well, I'm sorry, there were two. Judge Igrick said from the bench, it goes without saying, which means you should already know this, because you're a grown-ass man. You're supposed to be a professional. Leave her alone. It goes without saying, Mr. Warman, your client needs to leave her alone. This was after I'd moved twice to get away from him. I don't want to hear what he thinks or how he feels or what he wants or needs. No one does. We get the help you don't. You can't even get one name. 9 million conversations, 111 names to your none. 28 code words you use to describe a criminal act with intent to coerce. Right? Okay. Those are the real numbers to your nothing, David. To your nothing, Charles. To your nothing, Lucius. You got nothing from us. When we say give it back and get out, we mean that. Give it back and get out, or we will get more and we will do it for you ourselves. And it will likely cost you double. Now, how much have you already spent for a cover-up you never got? You got us truth. You bought us the truth with your money. That's the amount you've already spent. It's already cost you that. How much less expensive would it have been for you had you given it back and gotten out of my life 6 years ago when you first said it? And you hadn't done so much. Because you do more and more every day. How much less would it have cost you if you weren't giving us so much to get? See, you have to do things that would give us something to get in order for us to get it. Because if you're doing something to, well, never mind. If you're not doing any crime, there's nothing to get. And you just can't seem to control yourselves. So tonight, well, over the last 24 hours, Mr. Roberson tried to poison me again, didn't he? Or drug me again, didn't he? Mr. Perry's still making unwanted contact with me, and he's invading my privacy to do it. I don't want to hear from you. There's no secret messages. There's not any. The message is you horrify people with your crime, so we get the help, not you. You get told on. You horrify people with it. They're repulsed by you. They want you stopped. They want you gone. And the crime is gone with you. All goes for all of you. Everybody wants you gone. That's the message. Your crime is offensive. Your conduct is offending people. No one likes sex predators. You can't tell that by watching the news. We just went over this. The repeating is nauseating. How stupid can you be? So when you asked for a name, we told you to give it back and get out, and you said no. So the answer to you is no. You don't get a name, sir. We've been telling you that over and over and over and over for years. When you give it back and get out, the guys will call you. Until then, you're going to get the runaround. When you ask people, did you tail? Do you think they want you to murder them too? What are you going to go do, David? Murder all the tow truck guys? We're going to tow your car. I do not have a car. You threatened me so many times with a pullover, a targeted pullover. Congressmen want you to explain why you thought you could steal their money to use tax dollar resources to kidnap me and enrich yourselves. Don't get me customers. I'm not going with you. I'll see you in court if you actually carry out the threat to have me pulled over and arrested and a car towed that I'm borrowing somebody else's car. We already know, we've already repeated this over and over and over. You say you don't know where I live, then how in the fuck would you know where I was going to go? Oh, she ran out of coffee. Oh, she ran out of milk. Oh, she ran out of this or that. So she's going to go to the store and buy more. And we know she'll drive down XYZ street, so have her pulled over, make a big scene, a drama scene. We love making drama scenes. That's another reason you people tell on you, because no one else likes that but you. Nobody likes that. Nobody. No one likes that. You horrify people, so no one's helping you. They haven't ever, have they? You have a name? You don't. What you're doing to Dennis is horrifying people, so you're not going to get a name till you stop. What you're doing to me is horrifying people. You're not getting a name until you stop. That's the message, you fucking retard. That's the message. Stop or be stopped. We're about to do it for you. Okay, so you pay. It came out of your ass. It came out of your ass. Who got that to us? Your money bought us that. Is there a statute of limitations? Well, maybe. Depends, because there's a crime when he planned a crime to do something to her. And then they went into court and lied about it. That makes it two crimes. So the other judge that did, when he did the false arrest that we talked about months beforehand, kind of like Mike Neely was drugged, we said it well beforehand, months before. Depositions were taken from first responders, and they confirmed he was drugged. You can't beat someone to death if you're dying of opioid overdose, can you? And have not a mark on you, and the room's not in disarray like there was a drunken brawl, is there? That means somebody else held Lucky down while you beat the shit out of him till he died. Back and forth, right hand, left hand, until he died of internal decapitation. Within a week, both police reports I filed. Some catastrophic loss occurs. There's an attempted murder and a false arrest on both. I didn't get a blood test because you know it would be positive. You interfered with the chain of custody of evidence. Right? This is just what you do. So you got a congressman who wants to sit you down and go, why did you steal from the American people? Because the American people are paying money for protecting people like her, and you used it. You used it for your own gain. It's not your money. So you need to explain to the American people, what in the hell made you think you had that right? Why is it you think you're the victim? So the bond conditions, Mr. Perry admitted to stalking and agreed to stop contacting me at all. And I sued for breach of contract. Judge Egan should have ruled on whether or not that was a contract, and it was binding to Mr. Perry. And I put a whole fuck ton of evidence in her courtroom, and she didn't even look at it. And we know that. Okay, so she's going to have to deal with the guys too at some point. Leaving my kid by himself for a year and having people tell me he's in LA, he's fine. You're just some sort of whack job, you're schizophrenic. Well, everybody has said repeatedly, over and over and over, all they had to do is tell her if she's wrong, if that information is incorrect. Somebody's bullshitting you. Let's get him on FaceTime, and you can see for yourself he's fine. He's in LA, just like we say. Otherwise, going around and slandering me doesn't prove on fact that I'm wrong, does it? The way you prove on fact that I'm wrong is get him on FaceTime and show me he's fine. So you got to prove me wrong on fact, not slander, not retaliation, not drugging and poisoning me, David. What is the strychnine thing? You got sealants that you're putting in food that seals up his sphincter and causes bowel obstruction. You're trying to cause me to be blind. You're trying to give me strychnine. You're trying to give me rat poison. And you never shut up about it. You know how many recordings the guys have of that? And if you're not watching, if you don't know where I live and having voyeur cameras on me, you can't possibly know when and where I'm going to go to the store or the gym to have me pulled over or put poison on the shelves. David, they talk to every single grocery store, every single restaurant, every single tow truck company. You going to kill all those people? You going to murder them? You going to go harass them? Did you talk? They all talk to us, every single one of them. They're all telling on you. Go back and do it again one more time, I dare you. Okay? One more time, do it again. Now, we had an officer in Tulsa. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. We've had 2 or 3. They want me to pull her over. She lost her ass trying to help a cop. And that made me want to throw up. They want me to pull her over. I'm going to go to the bathroom when she blows by here. I am not doing that to her. Now, how would he know when I was going to blow by there? But for you, illegally invading my privacy, that's when you took over my Dasher app and you knew exactly where I was, all because you were sending me there, right? Calvin and Sanjay set those orders up. Okay, you go into court and lie about that. Now we got 2 crimes. Because first you're interfering with contracts and commerce. Now if it's a company that's not in the state, then it is federal, is it not? What if it's international? What are you going to do then? I mean, you got to figure all this out. You got attorneys. You figure it out with them. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. I'm not your attorney. I don't make $500 an hour to explain this shit to you. So the guy's like, it depends. They did an initial injury, and then they went into court and lied about it, so that's 2 crimes. So they may not be able to charge them for the first, but they can the second, depending on when that happened. So, I mean, they got a lot of options here, and these guys are just the gift that keeps on giving. They just can't quit shitting their criminal excrement all over the place. So I'm pretty sure Cynthia's people are gonna bury him in a pot, in a courtroom. Here's the shit. We scooped it. We poop scooped for you. We're gonna throw it right back at you in court. Good luck with that. You're seeing things you've never seen before, but you don't get what that means. And that is not my problem. And for you to sit on your fat ass and tell yourselves that there's a secret message speaks to your delusion. Or you think you can sit me down and talk me into doing this human trafficking bullshit with you? You're delusional. Okay, I lived in my car for 6 months with no food and no bath. Also, during that time, I could have gone back to dancing at any time and made some money. I wanted out of all of it. So living in my car with no food and no bath was better. Better than calling you, better than being trafficked, better than dancing. The only reason I went back to dancing is because you could have took my car too. So unless I wanted to live under a bridge and never eat or risk being kidnapped there, I went ahead and went back to dancing. And I had to stay at the club. Right? Remember that? And you harassed the hell out of me the second I got back. You never stop. All you do is harass people all day, and they want you gone. So we get the help with that, and nobody will help you interfere. We told you, here's the message. People don't like your crime. They want you stopped. 9 million says it. 9 million conversation says that. 111 names says that. 28 code words says that. 2, you're nothing. That's the message, you dumb son of a bitch. And I'm not told how information is obtained, and I do not want to help you. I want to ruin you. I'm very good at what I do, by the way. Very good at it. I have a very specialized skill set. Not very many people can do what I can do. Here's the thing. One of your people said, if you watch the body cam between her and the officer that ticketed her, Officer Rowe of TPD, if you watch the body cam, you have no idea what she's doing. You don't know what she's doing until she tells you what she just did. But she got something out of that officer she was able to use in the traffic court case against him. It's in the brief. It's in the body cam. And she does that all the time. Like it's nothing. Doesn't even think about it. So how do I know to do that? Who taught me how to do that? Not very many people can do that. They can't. I can, in my sleep. It's just second nature to me. You either have it or you don't. It's not something really that can be taught. You can teach it a little bit, but for the most part, it's just a thing you do. Okay? Remember, I grew up with police. Okay, I watched my dad do it. I watched my dad talk to people and get information out of them, and they had no fucking idea what they were doing. And then he would take me in the other room and say, did you hear what I got that guy to say? He told me this, he told me this, he told me this, he told me this. Didn't know it. Had no idea he told me that. Okay, I grew up in it, so I watched it all my life, and I think you just have it or you don't. It's just a gift from God. So I try to use it for good, to relieve suffering caused by crime. I'm not a cop. Please understand, I am not a cop. But I'm working with somebody that is, and I'm very good at what I do. And all I was supposed to do was get Mr. Perry elected. That was it. Help him get elected. Okay? So you're seeing things you've not seen before, and you don't get what that means, and you better start figuring it out. And that is something you ask your attorney, Charles. Do not ask me. This came out of your ass because you were asking me about a secret message. There aren't any. The message is your conduct is offensive. It's illegal because it's offensive. You give back what you took from me and Dennis, and you get out of our lives, and I never want to hear from you again. So the other officer, back to that, was asked to pull me over in October 2022. And he said, he was told, they want you to pull her over, and they want you to take her in, and they've got an affidavit recanting her court testimony they want her to sign under duress. Under the duress of all that. And the guy said, no, I'm not doing it. And he was told, you may not have a choice. And he said, I'm a cop. I'm a police officer. I do have a choice. My name is on that. My reputation, I have a reputation that I'm very proud of. And this guy's not going to pull me down with him. He's mentally ill, isn't he? Yeah? Because this doesn't make any sense. She already knows and she already said no. Right. Okay, I'm not putting my name on the bad decision of a mentally ill man. I won't do it. Call a stupid one. So they called the officer Rowe. And I got him talking. And people have said, when you watch the body cam, you don't know what she's doing. You have no idea there's anything unusual about that conversation at all until afterwards, and she tells you, here's what I just did. And then you read the legal brief that she filed, and there it is. And she does it all the time. And you don't know what she's trying to get out of you until it's too fucking late, and she usually has to tell you, here's what I just got you to say that you didn't know you just said. Okay? You forget who it is you're talking to, Charles. When you threaten me, I'm going to make you go. You're going to make me go how? How are you going to do that? Do you see the dum-dum in that? Did you threaten me? Is that a threat? You're a dum-dum, and that's the best you can do, and that's the best you'll ever do, and it is all you've ever been. Just a whack job dum-dum. And you embarrass me, you embarrass everybody. You need to understand how embarrassed you should be. So we do have officers, Mr. Perry, who talk to us, or we find out what they said, and they do not want to help you. They don't want to go to jail with you. The people at the restaurants, they don't want to go to jail with you, Gordy. The people at the grocery don't either. You'll horrify them. Same thing with your tow truck people. We talk to all of them. Our guys talk to every single one of them. Now, you want to go get in their face and go, did you tell? I dare you. You want to go tamper with a witness? Do it. And watch what we do, and don't complain. You asked for it. You asked for it. So, when you threaten me, and when you talk about committing a crime against me, and then you know we know, and you do it anyway, that is definite intent. You definitely gave us mains right there. You knew it was a crime, you knew we knew it, and you did it anyway. So they can charge you if the statute of limitations is not up for the original injury. On murder, there's no statute of limitations, David, on first-degree murder or third-degree murder to create indifference to human life. Now, you guys, every single person who has kept me from my child all this time is going to have a charge on that. I don't care who you think you are, either first or third. Now, my son hopefully lives a good long life, gets well and lives fine. But the chances are high whenever he dies, it's going to be due to an injury you caused him, because you've caused those body parts to become weaker than they would have been otherwise. And it will likely lead to his death at some point. And they will put you in jail for murder in the first, because that's my kid. You're dealing with me on this and my people. Not somebody you think you bought. We won't take your bribe. Never have in 15 years. You talked to my guys face to face and didn't know who that's you were talking to. They're undercover. They'd go talk to people. They talk to you, every single one of you, and you had no idea that's who you were talking to. It might have been the valet at some bar you frequent 10, 15 years ago. If you left papers strewn around in your car, they took pictures of them. That's just what we do. Okay? This is undercover. This is what they do. We're all good at it. We're all very good at it. You've not seen this before. Remember? We're making history. We don't put up your shit. I don't know why anybody would. You have to admire this guy who said, I'm a police officer. I have a reputation. I'm not putting my name on the bad decision of a mentally ill man. Why in the hell would I do that? Call a stupid one. So I'm not pulling her over. And I didn't get pulled over that day. But we have a note of it. We have an email. I have an email with that conversation. Just like this one. So you got two crimes. You got the original plan where let's cause this injury. And then you got the subsequent crime of the perjured statement in court. She said, prove me wrong on fact. So if they didn't do to her son what they did to what she says, why keep them from talking? Why keep them from talking? And why not just say, gosh, somebody's lying to you? I'm sorry they're doing that. That's not a true friend. Let's FaceTime him so you can see he's fine. But they didn't do that. Instead, they slandered her. That's not proving her wrong on fact, is it? And they won't let her talk to him. That's not proving her wrong on fact either, is it? That's implicating yourself on attempted murder. How many times? 6, 7, 8 times, David? You feel pretty in that dress you wear picking on a kid in a hospital. Tinkerbell. We're not talking about gay and trans. We're talking about men who think they're tough picking on women and kids. Or young people a third their age. How old was Gabe when you murdered him? 19? You felt tough doing that? When you beat Lucky up, here's the thing. Lucky was all of 5'6". How many men were in that room that night? He had to be held down. He didn't have defensive wounds. Prove you didn't murder him and frame Mike. Because we say you did. We have a whole video on that. So prove me wrong on fact. Don't go around, with your bullshit. People are past that. They're way past that. You think people still believe you? They don't want you to murder them too, so they tell you what you want to hear, so you'll shut up and get out of their face. Also, they have other things to do, and your priorities are not theirs. They're not. They got their own problems. They're not going to let you dump yours on them too. Let's say what we have to say to get them off the phone and out of our face. And on to the next thing, because I got shit to do here. I got my own problems. I'm not going to deal with theirs too. So I'm going to tell them whatever they want to hear, so they get the fuck out of my face. Because I have stuff to do. And their priorities are not mine. And that's all there is to it. You think they don't say that? You think whatever you want. We'll tell you here's the facts, here's what's real, and you make up your own crap. And how's that helped you? I'm not fired. I'm not going to be delivered. I'm not going to be fired either. I'm not in a hospital, despite your best efforts to put me in a hospital. Right? So, what are you getting out of this? We find out before we know what to do. We find out before we know what to do. Your thing doesn't work. We find out every day. All day long, it's the same thing, David. You like looking stupid, David? You do. We don't know how else you would look. Tough guy. You feel pretty, Tinkerbell? Your pantyhose fitting okay today? What kind of men pick on a woman? You think you're tough acting like that? You're not. You're very weak. What are you going to do when they put you in prison? All you know is how to fight a woman. Or hide behind a TV and a computer. Or drugs and diazepam. Or poison. Fighting a woman. It doesn't get any more weak. So how are you going to survive in prison? Because those guys don't play that. They don't play it. These are gang people. A lot of them are gangs. They've never fought a woman in their life. That's all you fought. So you don't quit slandering me, quit threatening me, quit trying to retaliate, and just prove me wrong on fact. Oh, you can't, or you would have done it by now, huh? You've had a year to say. These people that said your son is in a hospital and almost died, and his life will never be the same, and he really misses how his life was before you did all this to him, and all the times you've tried to kill him. They're just lying to you about that. Here, let's get him on FaceTime, so you can see. He's in LA, he's fine. So, you had a year to do that, and instead you retaliated, and you threatened me, and you harassed me, or you had someone else do it for you, so you hid behind them, or you're trying to hide behind a cop, or you're trying to use, and you get congressmen when what right you have to use the taxpayer money and steal from the public to enrich yourselves in an attempt to human traffic someone. And I found out before you did it. Most victims don't know that. Next thing, again, I'm not going back to Oklahoma. I went to Oklahoma to be with my family, and my family lied to me and talked to you behind my back and took my son to dangerous people behind my back without my permission, and almost got him killed. So, why am I going to go visit them? That would be one reason I would go to Oklahoma. The other reason is job. I don't have a job. Okay, let me tell you the stuff that Mays County and Rogers County failed to catch in that club. Then when I was there, I had no car. I went and stayed at the club for 2 months while I made some money to go get another car since you took mine. Now, I had told my car dealer, who I bought several cars from, I said, here's the money that I have coming in from student loans. They get me this check at this time and this check at this time. So if I can't make payments in between here, I can pay you here and I can pay you here. And he said, fine. He took the car anyway, because that's what you told him to do. We had it the day before. He's going to take it from the Flying J, which is the next day he did take it exactly from that place. Not some other random place. Exactly what our intel said. So you confirmed my intel is all you did. And you were talking to my car dealer, and you have the right to talk to my car dealer. So you interfered with contracts and commerce on that as well. And you're going to pay for that. They'll charge you. Either for the act or the perjury, depending. Or both, depending. And you live with it. You knew we knew, you did it anyway. You knew we knew, you knew we had that intel, and you did it anyway. So instead of paying him from the second part of the student loan excess funds, I went and bought a new car and paid somebody else. Okay? You thought it was cute to use him to hurt me? He didn't get the second payment. Somebody else got it. I bought a different car from a different guy with that money that he could have gotten to finish paying off my car. And we did that because he violated my right to privacy. He had no business talking to you. Ever. So, what is he going to do? What charges will he get? Maybe something, maybe nothing. There's a conspiracy to commit, aiding and abetting. What is it? Ask your attorney, who you pay $500 an hour to ask questions to, and don't bother me with that. There's the secret message, dumbass. Where do you come up with this stuff? What's the secret message you're trying to tell us? Oh my God. Is that what you think this is? I mean, it doesn't get any more delusional. Why in the fuck would I help you after what you've done to me and my kids? Why in the fuck do you think I would help somebody like you? You're a disgust. You're an absolute disgust. When we say give it back and get out and you say no, and then you want a name, the answer right back to you is fuck no. Fuck no. There's one way to get a name. Give it back and get out today. And we've been telling you that for 6 years. And until you do that, you get nothing but the runaround. You have my word, I promise. So, the other thing with the job is, so when I'm working out there, I'm either dancing, which makes me an independent contractor. Then I quit dancing and I start waitressing. Also, I'm an independent contractor. So I'm there on my, I'm a business owner. That means I can charge whatever the fuck I want as an independent contractor. That means for dances, that means for anything. So a lot of girls they say the dance is $25. And the girls The girls can say, for me, it's 30. If you want to dance with me, it's 30. It's 25 to the club. $5 goes to me as a tip, minimum. If you want to tip extra, that's fine, but my minimum tip is 5. Or you can go pick somebody else. If the VIP is $100, I charge $125. I'm an independent contractor. I can do that. You want to pay $100 to the club, and the 25 is to me for a tip. Some girls, Rain was one of them, that would say, the dance is $100. You pay that to the club. That's for the room and for a dance. If you want to touch me, it's another $150. That's my fee. You don't like that? There's another girl over there. And they did that all day, all night long. Okay? My tip is this. That's what I charge. I'm an independent contractor. I own my own business. I can do that if I want. The club has to get 100. And some girls might do it for 100 and whatever you want to tip. I do it for 100. Plus I'll dance for you, but you can't touch me. Unless you pay an extra $150 tip. And they, okay, let's go. Agree to it or not. So as a waitress, I can do the same thing. I need you to help me cash app. That's fine. I'm going to help you cash app. Or I can go over there and get that guy a drink and get tipped twice. It's going to take me 1 second to go get his drink order and come back in, and he's going to tip me. Or I can sit here and help you with fucking cash app. So for that, I'm going to charge you $10. Okay? $5 for a fee and $5 a tip. Okay? Or figure it out yourself. Go get cash out of the ATM. By the way, the ATM charges $5. And the club charges $5 for cash apping too, by the way. We all have a fee. This is a for-profit business. We're not a charity. This is not a charity. Okay? You came in here, you're going to get a service, and you're going to pay for it. Or you can go home and watch porn. Pick one. Okay? If you're broke, you shouldn't go in a strip club. You go in a strip club, expect to pay. It's a service. You're getting entertained. I'm helping you with your cash app. I'm an independent contractor. I'm going to charge you what I charge you. Or go use the ATM. Okay? Just like that. That's how that works. And the club said, you want to use cash app? That's fine, but we charge a $5 fee. Okay? I'm sitting there having to help you with it, so I'm going to charge one too. And I also expect a $5 tip. I'm going to go, or I could go over there and help him instead of you. Okay? That's all there is to it. I have that right. Mr. Perry and David tells Rain and the owner, tell her she's profiteering and she can't do that anymore. We cannot have her making money. Okay, we know you said that. We documented it at the time. My attorneys have it. The guys have it. The guys told me you said it. So here's this girl charging $150 extra for a VIP if the customer wants to touch her. But I can't charge $10 to help somebody with a cash app. It's profiteering. Now, if they've carried out a threat to prosecute me for profiteering for charging $10, let's all complain over $10 and not the $150. That might be considered selective prosecution and discrimination. It could be age discrimination. Okay? I could sue the fuck out of them for that. And you. You're interfering with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce human trafficking. Also, if they would see me doing something like that and throw a fit about it, you think if I was stealing money, they wouldn't sit there and watch the cameras like a hawk? And the second they catch me doing it, fire me on the spot, you're off your nut. Because if they throw a fit over a $10 fee that I charged customers for helping them with their cash app versus them going to the ATM and do it yourself, they charge a fee too. $5 for the ATM, $5 for the cash app to the club. My fee was separate. That was good. That went in my pocket. When I got to work, the place was shit. It was messy. The person that worked the night before never cleaned it. So I'd get to work and I'd have to clean everything. And then before I left, I would not leave if that club was dirty. I couldn't understand. My name is on my work product. Man, I'm going to make it good. Or I'm going to stay home. So before I left, I made sure the club was clean. That means ashtrays are dumped out, cups and everything are washed and put on the, left to dry overnight on the dish drainer thingy. That means the tables are wiped up That means the VIPs are look nice. All the trash is picked up. That means it looks nice. It's clean. Everything's wiped down. Everything's clean. When I'd come in, the ashtrays would be full, so I'd have to dump them and clean them out. There'd be cups all over the place. I'd have to dump them and clean them out, and then wipe off all the tables and wipe. Okay, so I did it twice a night. Now, at the end of the night, especially on the weekends, we're really busy because we got more customers and more girls. So there's more money to pay the girls at the end of the night. I got to pay all the people. I got to pay the employees as the waitress and the cashier. I got to pay the employees. I got to pay the girls. I got to pay everybody out. So I didn't always have time to clean up. You know what though? When I asked somebody to help me clean up, I paid them, including Roach and Rain. I'll give you 10, 20 bucks if you help me clean. So I don't work for free, nor did I expect anyone else to. So for her to do that to me and run back and complain, oh, she's charging $10. You're charging $150. Now, who told her to do that? Because I know good and well she wouldn't have done that on her own. She's not like that. Okay, some of those girls are nosy bodies. She was not. She's actually very cool and very fun to work with until you guys came in there and caused a problem. And you guys came in there and told her to make a thing about a nothing. Make a thing about nothing. So when we tell you we have no problem getting information, that's one reason right there. You stick your nose where it doesn't belong, and you cause a problem where there isn't one all the time. And it's not too long, and everybody's broke. So you're not going to get a name doing shit like that. My guys told you to get your hands out of my wallet, and that is what they meant. So you're not getting a name because you can't keep your hands out of my wallet. When I ask for something, you don't tell me no and expect to get a yes. It will never happen. It never has. Now, when we hear this all the time. Does she not know who she's dealing with? And we're like, do they? They don't. And here's the thing, David, again, art of war. Don't have a fight unless you must absolutely have to, and you have no choice. And if you're going to have a fight, you better know who you're fighting and what they can do to you. None of that do you seem to understand. None of that clicks for you, does it? You don't know who we are, and you don't know what we can and cannot do. There's a lot of court orders that a lot of information came in and said, here, Judge, this is the problem. And we need a court order that says this, and here's what we use to justify the request. And he or she signed it. What are you going to do about it? Those are private and confidential. You don't get to know what those say right now. When you go to jail and they take you to court and you feel like something's inappropriate, fight it out in court like everybody else. Okay? When you get into a congressional hearing, you get to explain why you thought it was fine for you to blow through taxpayer dollars. Okay, now while all that was going on, where was Rogers County or where's Mays County? The other thing that we caught that they didn't know anything about and don't care is I've told this situation many times, and I'm going to tell it again. So I go in, and there's one of the girls there, Sadie, and a couple other girls are getting tipped like $1,000 a set. And I've been working in a strip club for 10 years and never seen that. Some girls, I danced with girls who came in top 5 in the national pole competition, and they didn't get tipped like that. So I'm thinking, why are they getting tipped $1,000 a set? Nobody gets tipped like that. And why are they making that kind of money and driving the crap cars they're driving? And I'm not seeing a lot of drug abuse going on here, so it's not going for drugs. So where is it going? Well, they're traffic victims. Some guys come in with $14,000. They wouldn't even pay the door fee. Well, we got $14,000 in cash. Right, I see that. But we don't have it. The club doesn't have that. So you have to pay the door to get in. Right now it's in your hand. So for all I know, you're going to walk out the door with it. So we'll pay you your door fee right back to you if you spend that $14,000 to the club. Okay, not tipping on stage, to the club. We have to pay the lights. Okay, we got to pay for the building. We have overhead to open this place for you to even come in here. Or we can't stay in business. We won't even be here. So if we can't pay our overhead, right? Dumbass. Why don't you go home and watch porn with your $14,000 if you want to sit there and hold it? Otherwise, give me the $15 door fee. Okay? You have to pay it. Well, I got 14 grand. So you can afford 15 bucks. All right, we'll pay it. Okay, he's taking my time right there, which is a big no-no for me. You don't take my time and it not cost you, right? Okay, so they finally come in. They're throwing some money on stage. One of them comes over and throws $60 on me. That's for you. I pick it up. Sadie flips her shit. Why are you taking my money? I'm like, he's throwing it on me, Sadie. This is for you. It's not your money. And it's none of your business, is it? So if a customer would tell me another customer did the same thing, throw some money all over the place and then wanted a drink. Here, pick it up off the floor and get your tip down there too. There's money everywhere. Here, we're throwing more. Get it. Just pick it up and take it. Another girl flips her shit. That's my money. No, that's not what he just said. By the way, it's none of your business. Mind your own business. I mean, this is ridiculous. That your girls act like that. That they're that pathetic. So we're trying to figure out why they're acting like that. One of them especially has no reason to act like that. The other one's a little immature. I can see why she might act like that, even if you didn't tell her to act like that. So, but the other one, I can't see it. So, what we find out is that was a customer. The next thing that happened is, it's 4 o'clock. We close at 4. And Ben, the owner's son, says, you gotta buy a VIP or you get out, because we're closing now. We've been open all night. You had all night to be here, to get here. You come in right when we're closing. We're happy to stay open for you if you buy from the club. But throwing money on the stage, we don't get any money from that. That goes to the girls. You have to buy money. You have to spend money in the club. But otherwise, it doesn't justify the overhead. Or asking my waitress and my manager and my DJ to stay longer. I got to pay them extra. Or you need to pay them extra. No, you pay him. So then he's like, well, we're not going to do that. Okay, well then we're closing. Same girl flips her shit. This is the same customers, the same 14 grand that threw me 60 and she's flipping her shit. Now we're closing. She's flipping her shit more. Okay, well, why not just say, we'll meet you down at the Hard Rock and we'll finish partying there. And you can take your 14 grand and pay us to do that. Just give you a little party at the Hard Rock in a private hotel room. She didn't say that. Okay, so why didn't she say that? Because they all left together. So why is she flipping her shit? And Mace County's not around to see this. They don't they don't care. Rogers County's not around to see this. They don't care. I'm seeing this and I'm going, why is she acting like that? That's not normal. Why is she having a nervous breakdown over something like this? Here's the thing. That money was from human trafficking, prostitution money. She's a victim. She's been pimped out. But the money has to be laundered and she has to come back with all of it. So I've got 60 of it, so she's not coming back with all of it. She's going to come up short 60 bucks. He hasn't thrown it all on stage because we're going to close, so he hasn't had the chance to do that. He threw some of it, but not all of it. It's not been laundered. Throwing it on the stage, now it's not prostitution money for human trafficking anymore. Now it's just stage money, right? It's laundered. That's why she's flipping her shit. She's not going to come back with the whole amount, and it's not laundered. What the fuck is she going to do? Because if they go to the Hard Rock, it's prostitution money maybe. It hasn't been laundered yet. Now it's not stage money. Now it's just prostitution money. David wanted the whole amount, and he wanted it laundered first. So that's why she's having a nervous breakdown. Do you think Mace County saw that? Do you think they gave a shit? No. They don't care what David does to the girl who doesn't come in with the whole amount and it's not laundered. He didn't give a fuck. Nor does Rogers. They're coming after me for bullshit I didn't do, and they know they did. There'd be video of it. If they're throwing a fit over a $5 fee and a $5 tip I charge for Cash App, you think they wouldn't notice if I took money out of the drawer and stole it? Of course they would. And they would have fired me on the spot. So there is no video of it because that's not what I did. And they knew that. And so that was another thing that, and then then I tell Ben, Hunter works here, but he's not working for you. He works for Joe Chadwick and David Robertson and he's here to watch the traffic girls and to pimp them out. That's why he's here. He is not here for your interest. He's here for Joe's interest and David's interest. And they're using your building to make money on their business, not yours. So we want to watch him work around it. But keep in mind, he is not helping you, and he's not here for you. And he ignored me. He completely ignored me. Meantime, the girls who are not trafficking victims are making a fuck ton of money just because they're good dancers, okay? There you have, each girl's an independent contractor. Each girl owns their own business, so to speak. So they're making money, and they're taking money away from the girls who were traffic victims. They were cuter, they were more fun. And so guess what? All of a sudden they get drugged. Remember, I'm getting drugged at Lady Godiva's where Hunter was, and he's behind the bar preparing the drinks. They make sure I'm not tested. They interfere with the chain of custody, and they make sure I'm not tested because that test would have been positive, because we got drama queen Charles who likes to do his little sob story, whiny bag, song and dance of poor me. She accusing me of poisoning her, me and David, and she can't prove it. And, but here's the thing. You made sure there was no test. Because if you really were not drugging me, you would have made sure there was a test. So you could get the results and do your little, media. Everybody, we're going to do a press conference. She accused me of poisoning her. And we had her tested and there's nothing in her blood. She lied. Everybody feels sad for me. She's lying about me over a political vendetta. We don't know what the issue is. 10 years later, we're still trying to think something up. There's no evidence of any such thing. Okay, he knew it was going to come up poison because he knew they were poisoning me, so they made sure there was no blood test. There wasn't one. He knew exactly what would come up. It would come up positive for arsenic. David admitted to giving me arsenic in a text. Okay, so now Hunter's at Sensations, where I'm working. He's supposedly been fired from Lady Godiva's, and now he's at Sensations. Well, so all of a sudden, in all the years I worked at Sensations in Mays County, we never see people get sick from being drugged. Never had any question that somebody was getting, slipped a Mickey or roofied or anything like that. Never had that happen. All of a sudden, here's Hunter. Here it is again. Now we get girls deathly ill. I'm like, they were deathly ill. One girl was crying. She's like, something's wrong. I feel bad, blah, blah, blah. So I go tell her, do you need me to call 911 or do you need us to get you a ride to the hospital? Hunter's like, no, don't do that. Gee, Hunter, why? You can't tell somebody they can't call 911 and they can't go to the hospital. You don't get to do that. You have to show due diligence. You have to show due care. Because if something happens to them, you could get sued just like I sued you for negligence or maybe even intent. Because this is fishy, the way you're acting. It makes me suspicious of you, Hunter. Can't go to the doctor. Why? Why wouldn't you want him to go to the doctor, Hunter? Okay, so perhaps you had something to do with that? Because I've not seen anybody get drugged until you were here. Maybe like you were doing to me at Lady Godiva's. I gotta work right next to this man who tried to murder me and act like nothing was wrong. And try to be pretend I gotta pretend I like you. So he'll talk. So, I'm gonna get information. I'm gonna get my case done, man. So if I need to act like we are BFFs, I will. I'll act like I like you all day long. I want you to talk. I don't get hostile. I don't get people's faces. I'm just real nice and place, we just BF, you're just great. And then they talk and talk and talk and talk. And they'll let their guards down and they slip up and oh my gosh, there it is. You guys can't be getting people's faces and you get hostile and you threaten and you harass and threaten and can't figure out why nobody tell you anything. Well, I don't want them to murder me, so I'm gonna act like I don't know a damn thing about anything. I don't know nothing about nothing. Now go home and leave me alone. Get out of my face. Because if I tell you what I really think or what I really know, you'll kill me. I'm not suicidal. So they can't put that together. That's how that works. Kindness rewards, cruelty destroys you, and yours is, and you don't know that. Nothing clicks for you. So anyway, so these girls are like getting sick, and I'm like, I think we should get them to the doctor. And Hunter's flipping his shit, and he's like, no, don't take him to the doctor. No. And one of them, I said, you need to get a full tox panel. Don't let him do a partial tox panel. A full tox. Find out what they gave you. Well, he talks them into not doing it, so they didn't do it. I don't know what he gave them, but he gave them something. Antidote. You guys got antidotes for this crap? So in about 10, 20 minutes, all of a sudden, they start feeling much better. Okay, so, but they didn't keep coming to work there. Why would they do that? They could die. This is a death trap for people who aren't human trafficking victims. Right? You want to get rid of the ones who are not human trafficking victims because they're taking business away from the girls who work for you, your slaves, right? Isn't that how that works, Hunter? Shane Cook? Where's Rogers County during all that? Where's Mays County during all that? I'm doing their job. I did it. Okay, I'm looking at it. I'm going, what? So after I point out to Hunter the money laundering going on the stage. Okay, you know, if Sadie was driving a Mercedes, we wouldn't have thought anything of that. She's making $1,000 a set. I don't know how the fuck she's pulling that off. She can't. That girl is a really pretty little girl, but she couldn't dance with a shit. So no pole trick, nothing. So how she got $1,000 on stage every time she got up there, every single set, I don't know. Who cares? But she should have been driving a Mercedes, that's for sure. Because it didn't add up. The math didn't add up. We start going, what's up with that? What's that money all about? Because it's not about dancing. I've been in this a long time, and the best of the best don't make that kind of money on stage. They make good money, but not that. Okay, so that money is not stage money. It's prostitution money. She's being paid, but it's laundered by being thrown on stage. How does the FBI, how does a cop prove that's what that is? There is a way to do it, but it's harder, right? So they switch it up. They start taking these girls in the VIP, usually at the end of the night, and then they pay them that way. Oh, here's your VIP tip. Still laundered money because it's really meant for prostitution, but those girls better get back to David with it, full of it, and it better be laundered. Right? David, you feel pretty Tinkerbell with your little pantyhose on and your little dress, picking on little girls who are 18, 19, 20 years old. Do you beat them? Do you starve them? What do you do to them? You think you're tough? You little pussy, you little dickless pussy. You think you're tough picking on girls like Sadie or CJ or Gabe? We think you're a pussy. We think you're weak. When you get to prison, let's see how that works out for you. I can't wait. You have no idea. You have no idea. So, let's see how that little Tinkerbell act works for you there. He's something. What about Rick Wright? What about him? Wasn't he in there babysitting? Yeah, we heard he was in there babysitting. Did it help? No, it didn't. We got the intel either way. Despite what you think, or you pretend, or you understand, or you don't understand. So Mays County, Rogers County, they're not around. They want to come after me for $10 profiteering. They're crime fighters. Yeah, they would just go catch a bad guy, a little old granny who's trying to make, charges $5 for spending her time doing her job for these people. Ooh, you guys are something. Law enforcement heroes, let me tell you. Back the blue. Anyways, so we're catching people who murder cops. Sheriff Reed, Sheriff, whatever your name is, Walton, or whatever the fuck. Relieve the suffering caused by crime is the one and only thing you got to do on your job all day long, Damian. Who's Damian? What's Damian obsessed with a pullover for? I got a whole file on Damian and his pullover. So who the fuck is that? What's it to him? What's it to him? We want to know. We want you to put that on the record. You can do it in Congress, the congressional hearing, Damian, or you can do it now in front of Judge Egan. It seems like she wants my son dead. Otherwise, is she keeping me from him? Because that better not be. That's third-degree murder, my guys tells me. I don't care who she thinks she is. So if she's involved in that, what's this extension? Charles is typing in my phone. We win. We got an extension. An extension of what? Something she did? Is that because that's what got my son killed to begin with? Now, the doctor brought him back, so he's not dead now, but he did die. Prove me wrong. Okay, prove me wrong. FaceTime. Have him FaceTime me. Or just shut up. And stop, but, give it back and get out. Get out of my life. Or the guys will do it for you. It'll cost you at least double. You've already paid a whole lot of money. More than you would have paid had you done it 6 years ago. And you're not even arrested yet. We haven't sued you yet. Wait till that happens. Okay, so this whole thing, we're catching all that, and then they change it to the VIP tips. And we got people getting poisoned, and then the guys tell me, okay, they're talking right now, we're sitting here listening to them talk about putting, Jacob has gotten a hold of some sort of bioweapon. So there's some sort of spores that they're putting on the Red Bull, so that when you pick up the Red Bull and hand it to somebody, it's going to make you sick. And there's also talking about putting some drugs on there too. So wipe those things off. Well, I did as best I could, but one night after work, I went home, and I threw up and threw up and threw up. I threw up my feet. And we hear them tell Jacob, she's throwing up. And he goes, well, I don't know. We won't know really anything if this bioweapon worked until tomorrow. If she wakes up and has to be hospitalized, mission accomplished. Otherwise, she's just throwing up. I don't know. Well, the next day I woke up and I was fine. So apparently, throwing up was my body rejecting whatever that was. So I was fine. But they've expressed their intent, so we have it. Once we have it, we have it. It's out, it's out. Okay, so they're using bioweapons, and they're putting, how do you think we found out that you were putting repackaged poison food on the shelves where I shop? People at the grocery stores help us. People at the restaurants help us. And your tow truck people. We talk to all of them. You gonna kill them all? David? You gonna go get in their face? Use your talk. She said you're talking to them. Are you talking to them? Yeah, they're talking to my people. I don't talk to them. The guys talk to them. Okay, so I'm gonna go to XYZ store. Okay, let's go watch. David will go running over with his poisoned food. She's coming, so put this on the shelves. You think you don't know what you're dealing with? Does she know what she's dealing with? Do they? No, they don't, because we did that, and they didn't think through that we might do that. Just get it set up. I don't know. You're not all there. None of you are. This has been so easy. It's not even fair. And if you weren't so cruel, we'd feel bad for you. So anyway, I've gotten sick. I throw up. I go home and I'm sick as a dog. I throw my feet up. Probably my body rejecting whatever the hell that was. And I'm fine. Thank God. But that was not their intent. Their stated intent was to have me in the hospital. They've stated it many, many times. We got to get her hospitalized. Make sure she gets on welfare. And then she's sick and in the hospital. She's a lot easier to kidnap that way. She's weak. We're a bunch of men who can't even fight women. The normal way. We got to subdue them first with drugs and poisons and sickness and blah, blah, blah. So when you get to prison, I don't know how that's going to play. For all those gang members. I don't know what you're going to do, Tinkerbell. Then, I won't go on welfare. I mean, I don't care what you do to me. I'm not going on Medicaid. But you like to do Medicaid fraud, welfare fraud, so we already got that too. And then, the people at the compounds are all, you got Medicare, you got welfare fraud on them too. You take their benefits and don't give them a shit, right? They don't have anything to eat half the time. You guys really are inhumane. See, this complaint was about inhumane treatment, human rights violations, and you just don't get that. How people hate that kind of shit. They don't like it. So that's why we get the help and nobody help you. And then I always know what to do so your thing doesn't work. Okay? Nobody likes what you're doing. Nobody likes it. Watch the news and you can see how people respond to things like what you do. It just doesn't click for you, does it? It's bad for everybody but you. You really think that? You're that delusional? I don't have any words for that. Okay, so then these three guys come in, and here comes Rain. Rain, we know Rain and Roach work for you, right? Roach's real name is Brandon. I don't know what the hell Rain's is. I don't care. The guys have that, I think. Anyway, they come in, and Rain comes running over. That guy wants a Red Bull, so I give her the Red Bull, and like I said, I did my best to wipe it all off. One had made me sick, apparently, sick enough to throw up. And then, so he gets sick, and he's walking to the bathroom, falls flat on his face. His friend calls 911. Remember, the club does not call 911 for people. The club has refused to show due care. You get proper medical treatment for people who have a reason to have a medic called. I don't understand that, but that's what they do. Hunter makes those decisions. Shane Cook. We don't call 911 when we drug people. We don't want that. His friend calls 911. His friend looked at him. He's like, I will call 911, but 911 is coming for him because something's wrong and he's sick. He didn't walk in here like this. So what in the hell? Well, I go over there and I'm like, what happened? Oh, we were all taking this blunt and he took a hit. Neg, I don't know. Look, I don't know how that happened. Okay, so you all took a hit off the same blunt. Right. He's the only one drinking something? Yeah, he's drinking that Red Bull. Interesting. Medics come in, Mays County. I'm like, he drank this Red Bull. He's the only one drinking the Red Bull. They all had a hit off the blunt. They're not all sick. He's the only one sick. Do you want this? Oh, no, we don't need that. Oh, for God's sake. I'm not doing your job for you. So I threw it in the trash. Geniuses out in Mays County. Geniuses. So now, if that was attempted murder of either that kid, I don't know what. He was sitting at the table. The three guys were sitting at the table with all the people that work for Charles and Dave, Roach and Rain included. And so I don't know if he was part of their group and he did something they didn't like and that's why they did that to him, or if that Red Bull was intended to make me sick. We'll never know, will we, for sure. Because Mays County can't do their job. We had to do it for them. Oh, we did it a lot more than they did. They don't give a shit about human trafficking victims, but we do. And same with Rogers County. Now, I don't know who the fuck Damian is or what his obsession was with a pullover. Damian and what's his name? Steve Kunzwiller and Jerry Bender, obsessed with me being pulled over. They never shut up about it. We hear them talk about it constantly. So it's duly noted for the record over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They think that's how they get me kidnapped. Use a cop. And we got Congressmen Steve and Jerry who want to know why you think it's okay for you to steal from the American public, to commit a crime and enrich yourselves. So get your speech ready. Look at that. This is my Google Drive. Damian's pullover has a whole file to himself. Damian has an entire file to himself. That's how much they talk about, and Damian talks about this pullover. Damian's pullover. He's got an entire, it was so big, so many, that we gave him his own file. How pathetic is that? Talk about being able to establish mens rea. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't. When you're dealing with people who are so stupid and they love to talk and talk and talk and talk and then talk a little more, and we know she knows we're going to do it anyway. We know she knows we're going to do it anyway. We're going to prove her right. The objective at the end of the day for you is what? Help us? Prove us right? Because it looks like when you look at what's actually happening, how do you come to any other conclusion? Then you're trying to help us build a criminal case against you and prove us right. How 9 million to your nothing, 111 to your none, 28 to your zip. What other conclusion can we come to? So when you call around, did you want my boss's name, my supervisor's name? The answer is no. As long as you continue telling me no when I tell you give it back and get out. And that includes I'm with my son. Wherever he is. You don't need to make him travel. I need to go where he is. And you need to fuck off. You fuck off. Give back what you took and get the hell out of my life and his too. Get out of our lives. So I have no reason to go back to a place where people were trying to kill me again. And who tried to lie about me and make me look like a thief. And they knew good and well I wasn't. And I did the whole... Hang on. Okay, real quick. This account belongs to us. Nobody but us is authorized to get in it, to post anything, to change anything, to alter anything, or state the intent. And the intent is stated here, as is the disclaimer. Our intent in putting the disclaimer at the top was that it applies to everything on the page. No one else determines our intent but us. Nobody. Sure as shit not Princess Google Bird Charles Perry, Creepy Chucky. Absolutely not. He's not authorized to be in the account. He's not authorized to change anything. He's not authorized to post anything. He's authorized to fuck off, is what he's authorized to do. He's not authorized to state our intent ever about anything. So, this is what this is for. It says not a political ad, it's about crime. Now, the content supports that claim. There's not a fucking thing about his politics. No one cares about that. He is the only one who thinks this is about a political vendetta. He has nothing to prove that. He still can't even think up an issue 10 years later. He's embarrassing himself and doesn't even know it. It's not real to me. Neither the political vendetta or the romance is real to me. There's nothing to support that. There's no evidence to support that claim at all. He's a Looney Tune. He needs to go to the funny farm. He's 10 years past a good time for a butterfly net in a padded cell. And if you can't get that by now, you're as dumb as he is. What does that say? Most victims don't know your specific injury we intend to cause to hurt her. Here's why we want to do that. Here's the weapon we intend to use. And here's how we're going to do it. Exactly. Specific details. Every day, all day long. You buy it for us with your money. Your cover-up money buys us that kind of information. And then at the end of the day, your thing doesn't work, but mine does. It looks, when you look at the actual results, the real results, it looks like you're trying to help us and you're trying to prove us right. We can't come to any other conclusion but that. We're not sure what you're thinking. I mean, we're happy to have the help, but I mean, God, I think I told David Robertson not long after he introduced himself to me, I think I looked at him and I go, I want you to not do this to me. I want you guys to fuck off. If you insist on doing it to me though, David, at least make it a challenge, because I'm bored out of my mind. You guys are a yawn. This is so easy, it's not even fair. I told him that back then in 2015. Okay, this is 419 pages of intel, and it's not the half. It's just what we want you to know we have. Now, normally that would deter your crime. That is our intent. But when you're dealing with a bunch of dum-dums, apparently it doesn't work that way. Okay, so we went through and did this whole, I did a whole podcast detailing out what amounts to be extortion. And it covers a period of time of about 2 years. Right there. We also have connecting the dots. That's what police are supposed to do, TPD, when you get a stalking complaint. Ding dong. You guys, I don't know how you sleep at night. I really don't. Also, this is how now stalkers are using cell phones to track victims and monitor communications with other people. You know, like show up at a restaurant. I text my friend Cheryl, here, let's go to this restaurant, Carino's. And here he comes. Or he sends, a staffer creeping me out. We didn't call you and invite you, sir. Yep. Okay, so this is the one about how it spans about 2 years, and it's about how they were extorting money out of me, trying to say I was stealing money. Well, like I said, if they're throwing a fit over a $5 tip that I said a customer, if you can take my time helping you with your Cash App, the club charges $5 and I charge $10. $5 fee and a $5 tip. Okay? You okay with that? Otherwise, there's the ATM right over there. Go do it yourself. No, I'm okay. That's fine. And then here they come throwing a fit. Okay, well, if you knew about that and you throw a fit about that, and I'm taking money out of the drawer, you're going to catch me doing it, and you're going to fire me right. We walked in. Here's the video. See, you stole $20 out of the drawer right there. You're fired. Or pay it right now. I'm taking it right now. Pay it. Give it back. You think they would just let that go? No. Oh, fuck no, they wouldn't. So, you're going to have video evidence of somebody stealing money. I went through and showed them on another employee. You can't just go tell people they owe you money and expect them to take your word for it. They do not have to do that. That's called extortion. You can't do it. If you think they caused a short in the drawer, then you got to find it on the video. Here's where and how you did that. And you can pay it back or you're fired for stealing from me. It's reasonable to fire somebody who steals from you, but you need to show them the evidence of that. There's other people behind there. You're going back there. Maybe you made a mistake. You're not going to steal from yourself if you own the club, but maybe you made a mistake. So don't accuse other people when it's possible. There's a whole here's I'm behind the bar. The owner's behind the bar. The owner's son behind the bar. Hunter was always behind the bar. I told him over and over, quit going behind the bar, and he wouldn't do it. He did it anyway. Otherwise, when I'm short, you're going to pay part of that. Because we don't know, and you're going to pay it. And it got so bad that I had to set up my own cameras. I set up my own phone. That's how we got Bittencourt. If I went to the bathroom, I'd set up my phone and go to the bathroom and leave my phone there filming. If somebody's going to steal from the drawer while I'm in the bathroom or out on the floor helping customers, I'm going to catch it with my phone. And so here comes Mr. Bittencourt. So we caught him. And I didn't know that's who that was. The guys tell me that's Mr. Bittencourt. He found out when you worked and where you worked because these guys are stalking you. And he goes in there to bother you. Okay, so I'm having to do that to protect myself. Because I'm getting, we knew what they were doing for 2 years. We knew it. So I'm telling them, you can't just tell people you're short in the drawer and I pay it. You better prove, because you're back there. How do you know you didn't make a mistake? It's either a mistake or it's theft. Okay, so somebody either made a mistake, which people make mistakes. They might give out too much change or not take in enough money or misadd something. Okay, that happens. So it's either an error or it is an act of intent where you just stole money. So this other girl I showed, see, she stole money. Here's where she stole it. Here's how much she stole. And here it is on video. Okay, I came in here. I'm here and I'm not being paid. So I'm going to watch the video for 9 hours. And I think it was actually 6 hours. 6 hours. And look at every transaction. And I wrote down every transaction. And here's who did what. And this one was fine. And this one wasn't fine. She overpaid her sister-in-law $20. Now, why did she give, of all the dancers, why her sister-in-law? $20 extra. Overpaid her. Okay, and why is she sticking an extra 50 in her pocket right here? See, stuck an extra. Okay, so there's the loss. Now you can show that to her and say you got to pay it back or you're fired. Okay, that's how you do this. You don't just walk up to somebody and go, you were short XYZ in the drawer, so give it to me, pay me, and we got to take your word for it. How do you know I did that and you didn't do that? Come on now. That's called extortion. It's illegal. You cannot do that. And I told him that. And here's what you do. Here's how you do it legally. Ignored me. It completely ignored me. So my prosecutor's like, you need to write him a letter that says, I'm not admitting to theft or a mistake. I'm going to just take your word for it and act in good faith, and I'll pay you half. You asked me to pay half of it, and we'll call it even. I'll pay half and call it even. So they had a texted letter, and they knew that was my position. So if Mays County can't do their job for them, my guys will do it for them. And then we're happy to make them look bad. Okay, we hate making the cop look stupid unless he's stupid. Because these guys helping me are really good at what they do. They're good cops. Their reputation's on their work. We all happen to believe the same thing. That's why people will comment, when you go in the club, you can tell when Cindy's working because it's clean. I cleaned up from the last person that was supposed to clean and didn't and left. And then I would not leave until it was clean, even if I had to pay other people, my coworkers, to help me. It was going to get clean. I wouldn't leave until it was clean. I think one time, when I was sick that time, I didn't clean it. And I came back in the next day and cleaned it before we opened. But people knew when I was working because it was clean. Okay, so, and they commented on it. You can tell she's here, it's clean. You can tell you're working tonight, it's clean. Okay, my name is on my work product, whether it's Perry case or waitressing. So because they kept doing that to me, and it was finally to a point where I said, that's enough, and I quit. Bye. You have hurt me for them for the last time. We're done. I'm done with you. Used to be the nicest people ever. They made sure I had a place to live and food to eat when nobody else would. My own family disowned me. They chose a strange man over their own family and got my son killed. And any of them that helped him and never called me and said, here's where he is, get your ass over here and take care of your kid. If it was the other way around, you would have my head. And you're going to pay for that. And I don't care what my guys do to you. I really don't care. I hate to say that about family. I don't care. Understand that I don't care. I trusted you and you lied. And you've cost lives because you did that. You lied, you cost lives. Charles, every contact gets me more intel. Is that what you want? I'll make sure it does. It's supposed to deter your contact. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. That's the message, you dumb fuck. I don't want to hear from you. I want my money. I want my privacy. I want my son. In the order, I want my privacy. I want my son. I want my money in that order. And I want you to fuck off. And I never want to hear from you again. I went to great lengths to move twice to get away from you and never have to hear from you again. And then I spent my time and money that I could have used helping my son, take care of my son, giving him things he needed, to go to court to get a judge to make you leave me alone. And you had to buy your way out 11 times. You go fuck yourself and leave me alone. I don't want to help you. I never have, I never will. This is 15 years of this. I get the help. I matter, and you don't. You don't get the help. When I tell you give it back and get out, you better do it. That's my boss's order. Or when you try to talk to him, his answer is no. And that's all there is to it. You don't get to talk to him. He's not going to give you the time of day. I get the help, you don't. I get the help and you don't. It's 15 years of that. I get the help, not you. You get told on. Everybody hates you for what you've done to me and Dennis. They hate you for it. So we get the help to ruin you, to make you gone. And nobody will help you. In 15 years, they have not. I got 111 names, you have none. Because when I tell you give it back and get out, you better give it back and get out. And if you tell me no, you answer right back at you. No. You want to talk to my boss? No. And you're calling all around. Please tell them to back off. Well, who do I call? You can't even get a name. You told her no, they told you no. You won't get a name. And that's how it's been 15 years. So if you want that to be different, maybe you had to do what they told you to do to get a name. Okay? I don't think they're kidding. I don't think they are. So, well, now I'm done with that. I'm done repeating the same thing for you, you fucking retard. I'm done. I'm not a special education teacher. I'm not your attorney. I don't know you, fuck. Go to your attorney with this shit. So, while Mays County's attacking me, I'm catching their crime, doing their job for them. So the guys helping me, their name and their reputation is on their work product, and they care about what that looks like. And they care about the victims. And for all the cops who should have shut down those compounds a long time ago and had CPS in there looking around and protected me and my son, my guys are going to make you look bad on purpose. Okay? Everybody hates making a cop look stupid unless he's stupid or corrupt. And you explain that. When this all goes, when the shit hits the fan, you're going to have to explain that. Like it or not, you are. Mr. Perry's like, there's nobody there. Okay. You know, you can tell yourself whatever bullshit story you want to tell yourself. I really don't care. It's no skin off my nose at all. We get the intel either way. Okay? Now, so now I have no job to go to, so no reason to go to Mays County or Tulsa. Not one reason at all. So what I guess Jerry and Steve sat down with Dave and Charles and decided was, let's do it. Let's go ahead and try to do this pullover. And we'll just kidnap her back to Oklahoma. For what? What for? State for the record, what is your intent in doing that? What's your intent? To attempt to help traffic me? Why in the world would Steve Kunstler and Jerry Bender want me pulled over? You tried to do it in Oklahoma and that didn't work. You've been trying to do it to me where I am now, which you shouldn't know anything about, and that hasn't worked. How long you been trying to do it? Okay, tell the judges that you go whine in front of exactly what that time period is and how many times you've tried to do that to me and it didn't work. I have help. You're under investigation. Okay, because nobody will tell you anything doesn't mean there's no one there. You stupid fuck. You're so stupid. We laugh at how stupid the stuff you say is and the things you think. It is as bizarre as it gets. It's absolutely as bizarre as it gets. This says there is somebody there. As it turns out, Roswell aliens did not put some sort of superpowers on me. You know, there weren't any. Okay, there was no such thing. Okay, there's a lot of classified stuff, but there's no such thing as a Roswell alien admitting superpowers to the people who live in Roswell. I don't have any. Okay. So, what day are they gonna arrest you? What are they gonna do to you with all this? When are they gonna do it? And how pissed off did you want them to be when they do it? Mason County, you need to go investigate that place for human trafficking. Look at Shane Cook in particular. And as far as I know, he's the manager out there still. He goes by Hunter. He's a drunk. You know how many times I'd walk in the back where he'd stand and find whiskey bottles all over the place? NyQuil. These guys always carry NyQuil. And alcohol beverages. He's drinking all on the job. You're not supposed to have alcohol in that club, are you? He had it right there on the counter where everybody could see it. He didn't give a shit. You know, the whole club could get shut down over stuff like that. Hunter doesn't care. As long as Hunter's drunk. As long as Hunter has what Hunter wants. Mr. Perry, if you contact me, I will get more information. You are not to contact me. It should deter you from contacting me. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to help you. You just asked me if Hunter's a leak. I'm going to get information because you had the nerve to do that. You had the audacity to ask me for help. I will get it, not you. Been that way 15 years. You just pissed my people off again.